Kia.
Daddy, I sang sounds. There's some flies up.
Kia, tell mommy to give me a Fanta.
Fanta?
Fanta, eh? I want Fanta. Daddy wants Fanta. My wife?
Yes.
Give me Fanta with water.
With what? With what did you say?
Sorry?
You said Fanta with what?
And water. I want to drink the medicine also.
Here. Here.
Thank you. Oh. So yeah, good evening. I feel much better. I feel much better. I'm sure going into tomorrow and Saturday, I should be fine. I feel okay. And let's talk. And tonight I will open the phone lines. I'll open the phone lines. We'll be able to call in and talk. And my conversations today, we are basically talking about the PF. I must say that from the onset that I am worried. I'm worried that PF is in coma and I doubt it will come out, it will come back. I really doubt PF will come back. I really doubt. And I'll give you my reasons in this discussion. It's a mess. It's really a mess. PF is in coma. PF, I doubt PF will come back. I can assure you. From the way I see it, I doubt PF will come back. I really doubt PF will come back. I doubt PF will come back. And I sympathize with a lot of people that that love PF, including myself. I love PF. Trust me, I love PF. I never joined them formally, but I have been with the PF from inception. I have been with PF from inception. If at all had decided to join politics earlier, I would have been one of the first members in PF. But that is all gone. At the moment, PF ireshikira. It is just there just because, you know, it is a former ruling party, it has members of parliament, but really, other than that, other than the fact that PF was once a ruling party, other than the fact that PF still has members of parliament, other than that, PF is dying. And it's dying not because it got sick and then, you know, whatever. It has been attacked. PF has been attacked. It's like an animal or a lion, you know, that attacks a buffalo, you know, and then it catches on the neck and the animal is failing to move and it is losing the strength. That is how PF is. Of course, there are certain things that they should have done after losing power. And the biggest culprit, I've been saying this, I will not move, is Lungu. I wish Lungu had acted properly. I wish Lungu had acted properly after losing power. What has brought PF to where it is now is the selfishness, is the selfishness of the leaders of PF. They don't allow me ever. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you as it is. The selfishness, the selfishness of leaders in PF, of everyone wanting to be president, including Lungu, who was once a president. Everyone wanting to be president, including Lungu, who was once president, they held on to PF wanting to be president. Efira bebati bamukolwenga bafulata bucha bwangu. Bamukolwenga bafulata bucha bwangu. Bamukolwe bali ifula mu PF such that the day to have a convention could not come. Na pano turelanda, the issue of convention is nowhere. What would have saved PF, what would have really gone with the rebranding was the change of leadership. They did well. After they lost the elections, they came up with that so-called at post-mortem. They hired an expert. They had an expert, or like should I say, they had experts who delve into, you know, dissecting what made PF lose power. And I have not read the report, but I've heard that that report came out strongly to condemn the leadership of PF, including Lungu. I remember very well I had an interaction with some of the people that were there when that post-mortem was being presented. PF, I'm sure you agree with me. You remember what your post-mortem report said. Your post-mortem report really pointed out that the leadership of PF was very weak. The leadership of PF was intolerant. The leadership of PF was selfish. These things came out in your post-mortem report. But I wonder why you hired those experts to do a post-mortem and yet you could not follow the issues that came out of that post-mortem or the recommendations that came out of that post-mortem. The only thing that you did was to have some people may actually not know, but Davis Mwila resignation, now Mkupa resignation, it was as a result of that post-mortem. It was as a result of the post-mortem. It is part of the recommendations that came out of that post-mortem. Even Lungu when coming out, it was as a result of coming out of that post-mortem. Now, Davis Mwila, who I commend, because he left. He resigned. That's it. But Vamkupa, he also resigned. And that's how Davis Chama was appointed as a new chairman. But Edgar Lungu pretended to have resigned, but he held on to PF. He held on to PF. But Edgar Lungu pretended to have had resigned, but he held on to PF. He didn't resign. And this is where the problem starts. This is where the problem starts. He held on to PF. Then you came with this issue to say, no, let's see, choose nominations. Let's choose a new leader. And people paid nomination fees and so on and so forth. And among the people that paid in that nomination, each one of them wanted to be president. Each one of them, you saw an opportunity. Bonse wale foko wa president. Ba Kambwiri wale foko wa president. Ba GBM wale foko wa president. Chitaruchirufi wale foko wa president. Including Givenwind. I wanted to be president. Who else? Emmanuel Mwamba, Brian Munduwire, Mao Sampa. They wanted to be presidents. A number of people wanted to be presidents. Navamumbipiri, by the way, Navamumbipiri wanted to be president. Gary Grayford Monde wanted to be president. A number of them wanted to be presidents, including at the new whip, this member of parliament from Mufrila, Mumba, he also wanted to be president. So there were too many people that wanted to be presidents. And Edgar Lungu also held on to that. Yes, like somebody was saying that, no, but you said Valungu has said he doesn't want to be whatever. Yes, me, I was following what Valungu was telling me. That's what I was following. When he told me I'm not interested, I came here, I told you he's not interested. When the status quo changed, I came here and changed the status quo. Now, the confusion came in whereby, some of those candidates, they decided that some of those who saw that, I don't stand a chance of becoming president for PF. They now changed. If I can't have it, it's better Valungu by Ikatiride. You see? That is where the problem came in. Those who were weak among the presidential candidates, those who saw that Munduwire is doing good, because among the candidates, Munduwire was highly sought. Among all of them, Munduwire was sought. If PF had gone for that convention, Munduwire was going to win that election. But unfortunately, among the candidates, you became jealousy, you became selfish, and even Valungu Navena, he became selfish. And you couldn't allow Munduwire to become president. According to me, you were selfish. You didn't want to give it to Munduwire. You didn't want. Because I'm just speaking. Whether whatever you're going to say, whatever, after all, nafyo naikapa. So, kumyebafe as it is. You couldn't give Munduwire presidency. You couldn't give Munduwire presidency. Some of you became selfish that if it can't be me, then I would rather Edgar Lungu holds it. Valungu Nabo, he became also selfish. He didn't want to give it out. And that is where the problem, that is where the problem started. The problem started because everyone in PF wanted to hold on to presidency. Everyone in PF wanted to hold on to presidency. That is where the problem started. And this problem is not only peculiar to this time around. This is also what happened when Sata died. When Sata died, it is the same thing. So many people wanted to become president. And by Edgar Lungu, let's face it, Me, I was there at Mulungushi. Nama pictures na likwata. By Edgar Lungu, using Avena Weeding Sander. Using, especially Weeding Sander. Using Weeding Sander and his, whatever. He emerged the president. Declared by late Tutu Ngulube. I was there when people were lifting hands. I was there at the Mulungushi Rock. Whilst Guy Scott, now Sylvia Masevo, they were trying to organize their own convention. You remember very well. But Edgar Lungu did exactly what Mao Sampa did this time around. Did exactly the same thing. What Mao Sampa did is exactly what happened during that time. But Guy Scott, as acting president, Naba Sylvia Masevo, they were busy trying to organize, a convention. And unfortunately, they were beaten by Williamson and his group, because Williamson was very good, in coming up with these machinations. He organized cadres proper. They were there. And that is how Edgar Lungu was voted in. People came to the convention. Who brought those people to the convention? How did those people come from the convention? Did we have, if I can challenge anyone, because some of you might be talking, did we have the electoral college at Mulungushi? Did we have the electoral college? Where did those people come from? Those who were at Mulungushi, where did they come from? A number of them were just brought there. Of course, at least they were PF members, other than Iyakwa Mao Sampa, because Mao Sampa, he used people who are not even PF members. But those were PF members, but a lot of them were not part of the electoral college. A lot of them were not part of the electoral college. Even me, I was there, and I can even say that if it is voting, I also would have lifted my hand. It was Tablalaza. It was Iminganato. And that is how Balungu got that one. Because you were in power. Now, fast forward, this time around, Mao Sampa did whatever he did. When Mao did what he did, PF would have been, if PF were very careful, they would have navigated Mao Sampa's coup d'etat. They would have navigated it nicely. But they used emotions. And now they are in a deeper mess. PF have been telling you to say, don't use emotions. Sit down, strategize. What is it that you are going to do? At the moment, you are using so much emotions, and you have failed to counter Mao Sampa. Since the coup d'etat happened, you have failed to counter Mao. You have failed. What have you done to counter him? You rushed to court. That was an emotional, an impulsive reaction. When you ran to court, you actually legitimized Mao Sampa. PF legitimized Mao Sampa by rushing to court. Because whatever they did, there was nothing PF about it. Whatever they did, there was nothing PF about it. But what did you do? Imova PF, real PF. You went and filed an injunction. Why were you filing an injunction? For what? Why were you filing an injunction? Because that was not a PF event. But you went and filed an injunction. That injunction legitimized Mao's, because you recognized him. That yes, he's our member and he wants to act on our behalf. But we refuse. That's what you did. If you had just ignored Mao's, the situation would have been different. But you legitimized Mao's by taking him to court. You legitimize Mao Sampa by taking him to court. You shouldn't have taken Mao Sampa to court, because if you had not taken Mao Sampa to court, you wouldn't have been part of it. You wouldn't have been part of it. But you brought yourselves into Mao Sampa's hands by suing him, using emotions. Using emotions. You used emotions. You shouldn't have taken Mao Sampa to court. You would have left it. Because the moment you took Mao Sampa to court, you locked yourself up. You have locked yourself up. You shouldn't have touched Mao Sampa. And this is what I've been telling you to say. Don't use emotions. That was the first emotion that you used to say, oh, Mao Sampa, you go and throw in an injunction. Why were you throwing in an injunction when there was nothing PF about it? Why? Why were you suing Mao's? For what? Why were you suing Mao's? Mao's had his event. Whatever event that was, it could have been Ichirangamuliro, it could have been anything. Whatever it is, you would have called it whatever it is, but not PF event. You would have simply maintained that is not a PF event. You would have maintained that. Even these letters, whatever letters that you would have been writing, you would have simply been saying, we don't know that event. We don't know. We don't know that event. But you rushed to go to court. You used the emotions. You legitimized the Mao's. You recognized that event to say it is a PF event. And now the court has to decide whether that PF event had the blessings of the leadership, whether it followed the constitution. Whether it followed the constitution. But there was nothing there before that. There was nothing. You made a mistake to go into court. Now you are in court. You are locked in court. You are locked in court. And as you are locked in court now, with your injunction thrown out, because when you put an injunction, you shouldn't act. And when the injunction was thrown out, it means that Mao Sampa was now allowed to act as he pleased. That's what it means. You are in court and the court has said, no, he can act as he pleased. But who gave him those powers? Nimwewo mweka muwa mperama powers. Nimwewo mweka muwa mperama powers by saying, no, don't allow him to act in this manner, in this manner, in this manner. And then the court goes, you are quarreling. We don't know. No, we are not going, we want to hear both of you. And now, so you gave him the powers. You gave him the powers. You can't remove yourself. You are locked up in this litigation. You are locked up in it. So that was for me the first mistake. The second mistake is the coming in of Edgar Lungu. But Edgar Lungu, me have been saying from a long time, but Lungu, please come out. I used to say it many times. I used to say it, come out, come out. And I said this, I said it here, I said it to him. I was talking privately, but when I saw that, things are not moving. When I saw that Lungu didn't have the courage, number one, he didn't have the courage to come out. Then number two, he has been heavy-handed on releasing resources. You can call me whatever you want, you can say whatever it is. Politics requires money. And issues like, at Alewelelapo needed a lot of money. It needs money. And at that point, it needed money. It needed money. It couldn't have sustained itself. It needed financial input. But Lungu could not put in that financial input. He couldn't put that financial input. So from my point of view, it's not, I looked at it, the man doesn't have the courage. The man is not sponsoring it. It can't run. It can't run. And that's how I withdrew myself. But I told him, come out. Even when I withdrew, I said, come out. Why I was saying come out? Because I saw that Chari Pwalala, leadership ya presidents, nali monat na ipwalala. I saw that. And things can't move. And that's why I was saying, come out, come out, come out. But Lungu could not come out. Until Mao Sampa came and took it out. Now, when Mao Sampa took it out, then Valungu Valefuma. Meanwhile, the case is already locked. What could Valungu do? What could Valungu do? Because by the time Valungu he was coming in, the horse had already bolted. The horse had already bolted. So, even if he was coming in, what is he going to do? What could Valungu do when the issue was already locked up? Was already locked up in litigations? What could he do? Even if he came in to say, no, I've come back, yes, like the way he did, I've come back and whatever, the issue is locked up in court. But if they had not gone to court, if you follow me very well, if they had not gone to court, the Valungu coming out would have made sense. Because they would have continued operating. They would have continued operating. But they made a mistake to go to court. So even Valungu coming out, it's locked up. Valungu tapalofo bengachita. Because it is locked up in court. Yes, Kupakra, as we have been told, Kupakra, the names are still there and everything, but they can't do anything. They can't operate because the matter is now locked up in court. And as it is, Mao's has no restriction from acting as PF president. He doesn't have any restriction. He doesn't have. So where does it leave the other PF? They are left hanging in the balance. Then, talking about Valungu coming out, fine, Valungu would have come back, but even the manner that he did, that is not how a giant comes in. That is not how the giant comes in. I want to tell you that if you answer Tikapa, it is not about constitutionalism. I know some people are saying, no, it's about the constitution. You're quoting the constitution, you're quoting the constitution, you're quoting the constitution. If you answer Tikapa, all these things that are happening, this is not about the constitution. This is not about the constitution. And I don't understand how naive you can be to realize that, politics supersedes constitutions. I've been telling you here for many times, I've repeated it, that politics goes before the constitution. It is politics that makes the law, not vice versa. The constitution does not make the politics. Politics makes the law. I've been telling you this, that politics precedes the constitution. You can argue whichever you want. You can say whatever you want. But politics precedes. Politics is in front of the constitution. If the politics is right, the constitution will follow. The constitution follows the direction of the constitution. The constitution follows the direction of the constitution. A good example that I'm giving you. President Hakainde Hichilema is a farmer. He's a farmer who loves animals very much and so on and so forth. He's now president. And we have a law which is non-bailable. Why you steal a goat, it is non-bailable. Why? Because the politics is aligning, the constitution is aligning to the politics that is there at present. Politics precedes the constitution. So you can argue all you want. You can waste your time as much as you want. Talking about the constitution, talking about the constitution, you are wasting your time. I can assure you. You are wasting your time. As long as politics is not on your side, you can forget about the constitution. You can think, no. I was talking with one of my friends, and he's insisting to say, no, the constitution. Yeah, it's true, the constitution. But the constitution is nothing if the politics is not on your side. Forget it. I've said it here. If even in circumstances where, you know, we have seen leaders who have been taken out of jail to become presidents. Remember in Brazil, a president who was convicted was brought back. A person who was convicted was brought back to be president. Even in Italy, somebody who was convicted was brought to become president. Politics precedes the constitution. So whatever is going on upper, it's politics that is at play. Whatever is going on here, it's politics at play. And I've also said it before, I've said it on this platform to say, politics is not done in court. Politics is not done in court. What is currently happening is politics. And politics is not played in court. You don't win politics in court. You are wasting your time. I want to close the door. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your time to think that you can win politics in court. You don't do politics in court. You don't do politics in court. You don't do politics in court. So, even when you are busy trying to, the constitution, I agree, the constitution is very important, yes. But politics is more important than the constitution. And so when you're doing politics and you lean on you rely on the courts, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. So you can quote, hey, what? This constitution or whatever, this, what? It will not help. It will not help. So, Imova PF, you are busy quoting the constitution and what. It is not going to give you. Thank you very much, Francis Chireshe. Indeed, you are under a good example. Malanje and Bowman. But PF Tawomfwa. And I used to talk about that. I used to give that example. Example, yes, a very good example of Bowman and Malanje. If there is even a judgment, which has come out to say, no, they shouldn't have been barred from contesting. But what recourse do they have? Can they be restored into parliament? No. It is done deal. They are outside parliament. But for PF, they don't seem to learn. They don't seem to learn. But PF don't seem to learn. They don't seem to learn. And what I don't understand is that even them, they did the same thing. But PF, when they were in power, they also didn't follow the law to the latter. No. They were also making shortcuts. They were making shortcuts for their convenience. A very good example, because this case is always at the back of my mind. The issue of the post. Fred Membe may I know he can't forget, but may not talk so much about the post, but in a Palwandi, Charlie Nkalipa, Pali post Charlie Nkalipa. But PF, you closed post without following the law. You didn't follow the law. I was part of that process. I even wanted to demonstrate and what. I wanted to demonstrate over post. I wanted to demonstrate. I saw it, everything. I was looking at those court documents. I saw everything. But PF ignored the constitution completely. Ignored the constitution completely. It went to court and it was just academic. Not even academic. It was just a blalaza. And today, Apali Post, there is another company, as if there was a big institution there. So many tracks, so many people employed. But PF just brought it down. There was no law. There was no law. There was no constitution. So if you were PF, you did that to the post. How do you expect today that Vahaka Inde Ichrem and his government, they will follow the law and hand back your PF? Do you think, even when you did what you did, a good example, post-take company, but post-take political party, it's a company which benefited so many people, but you closed it down without following the law. You used Baba Zonke. You used Baba Zonke na mosho wenu. You used Baba Zonke. You closed it. You closed it. Another example that I'll give you, something that I've been part of it, that I worked in. The way you removed Mtembo Nchito. I know by UPND na benabadi fnyadidens uni. One thing is that as much as I may be inclined to whatever, now I'll just be giving you the truth. By UPND, they also removed Lilians uni. But at least by UPND, quite a semblance of trying to follow the law. Quite a semblance. It was not really proper, but at least, even the way you removed Mtembo Nchito, you just plucked him out like a rotten pawpaw. I was there. I walked through that process of how Mtembo Nchito was removed. He tried to fight using the law. The law was not on his side. Mtembo Nchito tried, a lawyer as he is, state counsel, he tried to cling on the law. Nothing. Mtembo Nchito was removed in a very anarchical manner. He was out. So PFU did these things. Now Imwelelo Hakainde Ichilema is in power. Now UPND. Do you really think they will have mercy on you and give you back your PF using the constitution that you are talking about? Do you really think by UPND the PF is gone? It is now in the hands of Mao Sampa. It is now in the hands of Mao Sampa. Do you think by UPND they will allow you to get back your PF and start rattling them? Do you think they will do that? Do you really think, after going this far, do you really think they will give you back your PF? Do you really think they will give you back your PF? Yeah. Somebody was telling me that, no, they are trying to engage Mao Sampa. Again, do you really think you can engage Mao Sampa cordially like this and Mao Sampa gives you back? Mao Sampa's grabbed PF. Do you really think Mao Sampa will just give you back your power? Do you really think Mao Sampa will do that? After what happened in 2015, do you think he's going to do that? It will not happen. It will not happen. So from the constitutional point of view, from the constitutional point of view, you can never get PF. From a constitutional point of view, you can never get PF. So you can make all the noise that you want. You can make all the noise that you want. I don't think you will get PF back. And that's why I'm saying PF is dying. That's why I'm saying PF is dying. Then you are going to civil society, you are going to the embassies and whatever. Are you guys in Zambia? Are you guys in Zambia? Do you think the embassies will do anything? Do you think the embassies will do anything? Why do you think the American ambassador refused to see you? Why do you think the American ambassador refused to see you? You also have to understand. You have to understand that these embassies, these international communities, they don't just come in the country for nothing. They have got their own interest. They have got their own interest. That American embassy that you see, it is just the other day when you were PF, you were PF. including all of us, we were shouting at Hakainde Hichilema for embracing the Americans. We were shouting at Hakainde Hichilema for embracing the Americans. We were shouting at Hakainde Hichilema for bringing AFRICOM. Remember? Mwalawa? Hey, America, they have brought AFRICOM, they have brought our soldiers, Kuno, yeah, they are bringing gay rights, what. All these things, you have forgotten. You have forgotten. And you think America will warm up to you so that Hakainde Hichilema can be embarrassed, get out of power, and you come back. Don't you realize that those things that you are talking about, whatever it is, those are the Western investment. The AFRICOM that you talk about, that is American investment. That is American investment. And that investment has come because of Hakainde Hichilema. Do you really think Americans are going to say, no, whatever? You think they will jump on the neck of Hakainde Hichilema to do anything? I mean, you should think before you do some of these things. Look at what is happening in the mines. Look at what is happening in the mine. The big conglomerates in the mines are enjoying under this regime. They're enjoying. Taxes have been waived. They are increasing their investment. And this is happening because of this government of Hakainde Hichilema. And you run there. That's why you run to go and complain. You think they will hear you? You have been pro-China, China. And Hakainde Hichilema has pledged to work with the Western countries. Western countries. They are friends. And there is investment, a lot of investment that has come in as a result of Hakainde Hichilema being president. Which was not the case when you were there. But PF. It was not the same. You are pro-China. The best that you could have done is to go and protest at the Chinese embassy. That's the best that you could have done. Not to go and complain to the British, to the Americans. Forget it. Forget it. I mean, these people have interest. Why do you think of Wazungus? Why do you think Wazungus, I mean, they are so noble? Why do you think America is so noble? Why do you think the British are so noble? They have got interests. They have got interest. And their person now is Hakainde Hichilema. We have been saying Hakainde Hichilema is a puppet of the West. Hakainde Hichilema is a puppet of the West. So you think they are going to just dump him up? Because Mao Sampas grabbed the party from you. Then they are going to come out and start complaining against Hakainde Hichilema. You think that they can happen? Apapene, they had put so much investment in UPND. So much investment. It hasn't even come back. They haven't even started reaping yet. And you think they can remove, they can fight with you, the PF, to bring down Hakainde Hichilema. It can't happen. It can't happen. Politics is not on your side. Because even America, they follow the politics. They follow the politics. If tomorrow Hakainde Hichilema's popularity starts dwindling, if tomorrow Hakainde Hichilema's political standpoint starts dwindling, they will dump him. Even the Americans, they will dump him. They follow the politics. They also see who has got the support. Who has got the support? They see, they gauge. Chiluvatayari is here, has been crying for sponsorship. Hey, sponsorship. Hey, help me. Hey, help me to grow my party. Hey, help me to grow my party. They don't come. They don't even invite me to my functions. They don't. Not that I want to be invited. I don't care. I don't care. But they don't invite me because they know I'm still a kapususu. I'm still small. I'm still small. The moment I'll become big, I will insult the Americans, but they will still call me. I will insult the Americans, but when they will see that this guy has got support, this guy is the next thing, I will come here, talk nonsense about the Americans. The following day, they will send an invitation card. We would like you to come and drink tea with us. Because politics is on my side. At the moment, they can dismiss me. And that's why I don't usually care. I don't care, even you people who talk what, I don't care. I know when my time will come, you will be looking for my number. When my time will come, you will be looking for anyone that is close to me. You even be looking for the neighbors' numbers. My neighbors are all around here. You will start you'll be looking for them. Oh, you are the neighbor to Chirufatari. Do you have your number? For now, my phone goes quiet. No phone calls. But when my time will come, my phone will not rest. And that time will come. That time will come. I know. That time will come, definitely. That time will come. But the point is, but PF, you don't have political value enough to make the Americans act in your favor. You don't have it. You don't have it. At the moment, that goodwill, that political value is in Hakainde Ichilem. This is a fact, not about yo, never mushani na wali, fishing cafe finde nieva. At the moment, the main man, the guy in town is Hakainde Ichilema. That is the guy in town. I was even talking to one of my friends who is a businessman. I was telling him, my friend, you are a businessman. UPND is not going anytime soon. So, do as much as you can to warm up to the UPND. Because if you don't, you'll be nowhere. And I even want to tell some of you young people who get emotional, some of you citizens who get emotional, UPND ndemebe fishinka pano, nshilemibe pano kumibe. If ndemebe pa fishinka, UPND is still here. UPND is here beyond 2026, unless otherwise something natural comes up. But politically, UPND is here. UPND is here. UPND is here. Don't cheat yourself. Hey, I want to. Hey, I want to. Wungana udula. What? It takes a lot to change a regime. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to change a regime. And a regime of a man like Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is alert. Hakainde Hichilema is not sleeping like the way Lungu was sleeping. Lungu was sleeping. He was enjoying. He was enjoying with his friends. Navanani. They were enjoying. They were sleeping. Hakainde Hichilema is not sleeping. Hakainde Hichilema is not sleeping. So, to take power from a man like Hakainde Hichilema, it's not easy. It's not easy. And beside that, Hakainde Hichilema is not only alone. That presidency comes with a lot on the sides, or in the sides, comes a lot. These international communities that you're talking about, they have invested. Business communities, they have invested. And some of the business communities, especially Hakainde Hichilema, they are international business. A lot of them, they have invested so much in Hakainde Hichilema. They will not allow Hakainde Hichilema to just run for one term. Third fitch ticket. Not under these circumstances. Not under these circumstances. Not under these circumstances. Because for a government to go out, there must be an opposition which is stronger than government. For a government, for a regime change, it means that there must be a government or a political party that is more stronger, that is more powerful than the current government. You have to be stronger out there than the current government. That is the only way you can change government. You can't change government in your dreams. You can't change government per TikTok. A few young people here and there, frustrated that, hey, trechinjo uteko. It doesn't work out like that. It doesn't work out like that. It doesn't work out like that. Hey, Teresa, tukavota, what? Awe. Therefore, so, basically, I'm talking about the PF. That the PF, they are using emotions. They are using emotions. The route that they are taking is wrong. Of relying on the courts, relying on the civil society, relying on a few cadres here and there. It can't work. It can't work. Muipi mefe mwebenefe wa PF po mubererefi. Muipi mefe po mubererefi. Just weigh yourselves. Where are you? Where are you? For a political party to be strong, you need resources. But PF, you don't even have resources. You don't even have resources. Who has resources in PF? Who has resources in PF? Who has resources in PF? Indala mesho mwashika panshi muleti nokuya mukushimba. Muleti natingato ayimbo bushiku bala isa batwikate. So indala mashenu, some of you will even be dying. Yo opo mwashike ndalama shikashara na popele shikabolafi. Because some of you mwalishike ndalama and you are scared you can't go and touch that money. You can't go and touch that money. You will die. Some of you mkana mfungo indalama shenu shikala bolafi pachi. You don't have resources. You don't have resources. And you are not creating resources. Because resources, you may not have resources yourself, but you can generate resources. And I expected that Lungu, being a former president, will be able, to turn around and do this and get resources. But nothing, voila. Voila. So how are you going to do politics? How are you going to do politics? How are you going to do politics? If Mao Sampa, because Apo Mipokere Chipani, ni Mao Sampa. The one who has gotten the party is Mao Sampa. But Mao Sampa, who is Mao Sampa that has defeated you? Mao Sampa has defeated you big time. Who is Mao Sampa that he has defeated you? Whitewash. You don't even know what to do. Apana muikere tamuko tena strategy tamusho no fom kachitamairo. Tamusho no fom kachitamairo. You don't know. So how are you going to revive? How are you going to revive if you can't fight Mao Sampa? If you can't fight Mao Sampa, how are you going to fight Akande Ichirema? If you can't fight Mao Sampa, how are you going to fight Akande Ichirema? How? You have failed to fight Mao Sampa. You have failed. You have failed. If you were strong, Mao Sampa would not have put up that stand. Or by now, things would have changed. Things would have changed. By now, things would have changed if you were strong. If you can't understand what I'm saying, let's just imagine the way Hakainde Hichilema was when he was in opposition. Do you think when Hakainde Hichilema was in opposition, do you think such a thing would have happened to UPND? Do you think what has happened to you by PF, do you think it would have happened to Hakainde Hichilema? Do you think it would have happened? When a simple call out on Hakainde Hichilema used to move the country. Just a call out used to move the country. mwale utauka kwati katwishi. Arresting Hakainde Hichilema, it was like it's a war zone. Remember how you are carrying Hakainde Hichilema. Why were you carrying Hakainde Hichilema like that? Why were you carrying Hakainde Hichilema like that? There will be police, what, uko, umulongo. But, valungu mulaya kukoti. Valungu mulaya kukoti. Mulaya kukoti valungu. You can even walk. Valungu can walk, huh? He can walk from his house going to court and come out. You even went to market. Tamaida market, you went to market. What happened? What happened? Politics is not with you. Therefore, because, you know, you don't see it. Don't think that is what is happening out there. Smell the political environment. Smell it. See it. See it. See it. That's why we don't bother. I don't embarrass myself to go and contest as president. 0, 0, 0. For what? For what? I'm able. When I stood as mayor, I got good votes. Much more than all those that you talk about. Some of you say, hey, whatever. Imbalance. Ask abobene mupenda ti yo shani ni wa political leader bali kwata abantu bali kwata ma structures twaliminine mu 2021 abobene mupenda bala musonta efikumu bakweta ma votes yanga. How many votes did they have? How many votes did they have? Balabene muishibe balya shirebo kulumbula mashina. Mention ni banani. Check, go and check how many votes did they have. How many votes did they have? I had more votes myself. Whenever I've stood, I've galvanized votes. And you wake up kapususu, kapususu na ufora na daipa pakula alati, mushani na wali tapari ofori, one man political party. Now what a strategy mdara. And one day I'll be there. One day I will be there. It is just a matter of time. And I move my steps well calculated. Njisa pa Facebook muku wata muku chitefia bulokulondoloka. I measure mdara ni nshwokonde. Na pape na panimbo nofo filifi ni nshwokonde. Mdara. Ninji shiva. Na ne wata na le pange chongo kirikiti. Ule mwana pange chongo. Ule mwana ropo na waka inde ichilema. Ichilema na waka inde ichilema. Nindeka. Shanja nimfireka. But tekwa watu upuba. Ishiri chupuba awe mdara. Ishiri chupuba. Ati you are a coward. Iwe. Tayari awe coward ine. Mbe coward. Iwe. Mwirangara. Iwe ine mbe coward. Patari ine mbe coward. Lord have mercy. Tayari coward. Ine coward. Yeah, wow. Never could you shamo. Ushte. I've got a long term that they tunste. Patali in Africa patali. I've got a life, I've got a plan, a long-term plan. And no little monies that can come and buy me. No, you can't buy my dream. You can't buy my vision. You can't buy my dream. You can't buy my vision. My vision, my dream has no price. Kutstwa umfwana lelo, yes. Atitadi tabalo, yes, kumfwana lelo. Mailo, kumwana filishani ifintu. So lelo kutstwa umfwana, but mailo.
Como na filishani na fimo na filishani. Na fear na, is it in line with my vision? Is it in line with my dream? Short term, yes. So short term dala pirikiti. But one thing, I'm a very straightforward person. When I agree, I agree. When I don't agree, I don't agree. That is me. When I agree, I agree. When I don't agree, I don't agree. So, imwe va PF, you don't have political value. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have it. Why I'm saying you don't have political value is, number one, you are failing to just fight Mao Sampa. Na nipuisha mano Mao Sampa. You are running around like headless chickens. You don't even know where to start. You don't know. Pakumikata Maos. You don't know. I told you, hire me. Consult me. I can give you some ideas. Not this running around that you are doing. It is not taking you anywhere. It is not taking you anywhere. It is not taking you anywhere. And you are putting up so much emotion, so much emotion, so much emotions. You go, vaneri muti, after wafichinja kudia. Apa mingala toshire womba. Ma politics yare womba. I'm not going to justify what happened to vaneri muti. I'm not going to waste my time to say, no, whatever. All those justifications, like that letter which they wrote, it is just politics. It is just politics. If the politics was in favor of PF, there is no way Vaneri Mutu would have changed those things. There is no way. There is no way if politics, even if Maos legitimately had the convention and everything, if the politics was on your side, kulibe na Lungu, kulibe na Nken, kulibe na Kampiongo, kulibe na Mundubide, if the politics was on your side, she wouldn't have changed. She has changed it because the politics is not with you. It's not with you. That's why they have changed it. And you are not political giants, because if you are political giants, they would have been scared to do it. If you were political giants, they would have been scared to do it. They wouldn't have done it. They did it because they have seen you are weak. And indeed you are weak. There is nothing that has happened. What has happened? What has happened? We are still sleeping. We are still enjoying. Life is still continues. And yet, they have swept you out of parliament. Swept you out of parliament. Kwati wali ulia. Ngamuneli wali ulia washarapu. Mwambo kupianga mwayaola. Mwaposa na pachishara. That's what they have done to you. They have swept you out of parliament. Swept you out of parliament. They have not just changed you. They have not just removed you as the leader of opposition, whip. What they have swept. They have even swept you out. And nothing is happening. And you can do nothing about it. And you're not gonna do anything about it. How painful. I know how painful it is. I know you want me to talk for you. But come on, I must tell you the truth. I must tell you the truth. Politically impotent, politically moribund. Tapari for mudi. Tapari nangu. Muyumfasha tapari for mudi. That's why this is happening. If you had something, they wouldn't have done what they have done to you. They wouldn't. They would be scared. But finshimudi. Finshimudi. Mule kutukira kuli ba change. Finsh valachita. Finsh valachita. Kuma embassies. Finsh valachita. Tapari. Varungu vaisa. Hey, I've come back. I'm not going to whatever. What has he done? What has he done? He has even gone back. Walanda. No further statement mdala. Na wawekera wamba nokola jogging, wamba kola jogging no. Na di mono tuma pictures tu kati shino mbanga bale jogging every day. Where are you? Where are you? I'm telling you, at this rate, I'm even stronger than you. I'm even stronger than you. At this rate, I'm even stronger than you. You are nowhere. You have no spine. You have no spine, you are PF. You have no spine. You are dying. You are dying, and I am telling you, this video will remain here. I want to give you, by the end of this year, you will see you are dying. By the time we'll be reaching 2026, there will be no presidential candidate for PF. There will be no presidential candidate for PF. You will not contest by-elections. Even by-elections, Mao Sampa will be the one putting up people. 2026 will come, you will have no candidate. And you won't have those members of parliament. You won't have them. 58 members of parliament, you won't have them. You won't have them. Group Lungu. You won't have. You won't have. So if you are a PF member of parliament, I want to tell you, don't rely on PF now. Don't rely on PF. Start relying on yourself. Where you can change gears, start changing gears now. Start changing gears now. Because PF is going nowhere. PF is not going to help you to win a re-election. Is not. I sympathize with my sweetheart Tasila Lungu. I really sympathize with her. I sympathize with her. She needs to do a lot, because you see, this is the issue, coming through the father, and with what is going on. I'm telling you, fishing, fishing fishing. You members of parliament for PF, consider yourselves like independents and start working very hard by yourself to come and have another election, and be looking at the possibility of contesting either on another party or as an independent. Otherwise, as PF, tapadi Philip. Tapadi Philip, fishing efindeme, banshefo kumifisa fishing apa tapadi Philip. Valungu tapadi ofo balemi afwa. Tapadi. He is not going to help you with anything. He's not going to help you. He issued a statement. That's it. Vaya kuna nkane force headquarters vasanga yui paget. Yui, just yui. Just yui. Yui, ali batamsha balungu paget. Yui. Paget so. Babwekera. So where is he going to go? What is he going to do? What is Valungu going to do? Nama after barefumia. Nama after barefumia. Ngamafumia maaf. Ifintu kutifya wako wino. Dimina ine kutina miafu wako. But tamulefumia maaf. So what good are you? What was the point? You just exposed yourself, Valungu. You came out at a wrong time. You came out at a wrong time. You have come at a very wrong time. Because you're not going to do anything, but you have just exposed yourself. You have just exposed yourself. Ka benefit bafumyako, chavana shani, and they will start going round, shani. You have just exposed yourself. You have come out at a wrong time. You will do nothing. You will do nothing. You will do nothing. You don't have the courage, you don't have the strength, you don't have, the political acumens, the strategies. Because, of course, to every problem, there is a solution. That's a fact. That's what I believe in. To every problem, there is a solution. Here there is a problem. Definitely there is a solution somewhere. If you can sit and think, you can come up with a solution. But the problem is, you don't want to think. You are using emotions. Mao Sampachite Amyuma Kaku va mneri mutu batati impeachment. Impeachment for what? Impeachment for what? Impeachment just to talk about Nerimuti. Spend the time talk about Nerimuti, talk about Nerimuti. Then what? Nerimuti still remains in her place. And she's gonna be there until 2026. And even after 2026, she might even bounce back because she bale pia kaidi. Bam Neri Muti bale pia. When she came in, she was new. By 2026, Nishba pia Nishba ishwe mingarato. She might even come back because UPND is coming back. UPND is coming back. Not never got to pretend UPND is coming back. UPND is coming back. So Nabaneri Mut might even come back in 2026. She might come back. But then, what would you have achieved? You miscalculated it. You miscalculated it. The same way you miscalculated to file an injunction, to lock this issue into litigation. Now, you even messed it up by trying to impeach Neri Muti, and she played politics. Before you could table or whatever, she suspended all of you. She suspended all of you. And she can suspend you even again. When you come back, she can still suspend you. You can spend your time outside. You are a member of parliament, but you can spend it outside. What rule are you going to use to remove Neri Muti? You can go back to parliament. She will suspend you again if she wants. She can. The constitution, forget about the constitution. You know, some of you, some of you even have two cases. Kumitumina febaka pokola. Kwa major street. You won't even enjoy being a member of parliament. You won't even be able to debate in parliament. When politics is not on your side, be careful how you tread. When politics is not on your side, be careful how you tread. You can't when politics is not on your side. But PF, you are no longer in power. You need to know that. Peteni michila. Peteni michila. You will not succeed. You won't succeed. There is a big war here. Let's recognize that. Hakainde Ichilema is not a pushover. No, he's not. He's not. And the man is determined. He is really determined. So, relax. Relax, Peteni Mitchell. Now you have gone to Atshan, at Neri Muti, reported Kunankani, KCC. Fionze. I mean, Kunyan Tensoka Kumuchile. Kunyan Tensoka Kumuchile. Reported Neri Muti KCC for what? My post on social media, Yamanokula trend. At Neri Muti reported ACC. Who is going to touch Neri Muti? Who is going to touch Neri Muti? That Anti-Corruption Commission. For what? And for what, really? Who is going to touch Neri Muti? Who is going to touch Neri Muti? Why bring up these issues to rattle the woman? Why? Why do you want to, be in acrimony, in conflict with this woman? Why? Why? I can't understand you. Why? Why do you want to keep on fighting with Neri Muti? Leave the woman. Leave the woman. She's not playing the politics of, grabbing the party. No, she's not. Deal with Mao Sampa. Look at how you can outwit Mao Sampa. Look at how you can upset things for Mao Sampa. There is something that you can do. Can you look at that? And not Mao Sampa. Not Neri Muti. Not Neri Muti. Not Neri Muti. You're wasting your time there. I don't agree with her emotions, but really, I don't agree also with this issue of fighting with Neri Muti. I don't agree with it. It is not going to help you. It is not going to help you. She's the last person that you should be fighting on this one. She's the last person. Fight with Mao Sampa. Fight with Mao Sampa. So, this is how I see things. From my point of view, this is how I see things. You caused this problem by your selfishness, okay, of not choosing a new leader when you lost the elections, not following your post-mortem. You should have followed your own post-mortem, but because you are selfish, all of you wanted that. Mundubire, if you had allowed Mundubire to rule by now, things would have fallen in place and everything. But Mundubire is also a coward, because some of you think that, oh, Mundubire, yes, Mundubire is my friend, but as he is my friend, he's also a coward. Because I mean, you would have come up with something. Eh? But the loyalty of Mundubire is what kills him. I mean, I don't know now if I should say it's loyalty or cowardice. Eh? Because sometimes, you know, Mao's might have done crazy. But one thing is that he's courageous. He's courageous. He came out. And I'm sure even some of you MPs, you didn't like it when Lungu was holding on to power, but you couldn't speak. You couldn't do anything. Mao Sampa did something. And this is the result. And now you are acting emotionally. It is not going to help you. What can help you is a political solution. You need to look for a political solution. If you give me good money, I can even advise you. But no, you don't want to remove money. You need money. One thing is that what has happened, one weakness, Kuli Mao's, what you have to know is that the sustenance is going to be very difficult. If I can give you a little bit of a hint, the sustenance, Mao's has gotten this party, but to sustain it, it's going to be a problem. Because right now, they have given him resources. They gave him resources to bring those people. And those people are given money. Now they are gone. Okay? He has remained. Those people will keep coming to Mao's. Those people that he hired will be coming to Mao's. They will want to eat with Mao's. And sooner than later, Mao Sampa will fail to sustain those people. They will become vulnerable. And if they become vulnerable, they can be useful to you if you have the resources. They can be useful to you. Mao Sampa will not sustain that. He will not sustain that because whoever is giving him money will not sustain him up to 2026 to sustain a big crowd. All those people. If you are playing politics nicely, you can have all those people denouncing Mao's. You can have them. You can have them. You can bring them on camera. You can flood them on social media denouncing Mao's. You can. That is how you do politics. You do politics. You engage politics. The very people that you used, you can go to them. And the same people, they can denounce Mao's. Politically, I mean, it can be a disgrace. That is one good example I'm giving you. You need resources. That's all. Not kumakoti, what, yeah. Useless. You will not survive. If you win politically, then it can even make sense to go in court. It will make sense to go in court. If you win politically, you have to start with the politics. Win politically, then you can go to court to just authenticate what you have already won, the victory that you have already won. Not going to argue. Makebi Zulu can be a very good lawyer, and he is a very good lawyer. But not when you are doing politics. When you are doing politics, is something else. And you know it, you were in power, you did these things. Anyway, Naranda-san, I can open phone lines so that Naima Mulandeko. Tonight, I want to allow you to Naima Mulandeko. The number that you'll be calling is 0760 3022
07. 0760. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good. I don't know if it's good afternoon or good evening. It's good evening. This looks like a British line, yeah?
Yeah, it's I'm in Leicester.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to agree with you where you talked about the sustenance. I don't think Mao Sampa is going to sustain that for a long period. So what PF should do is to start now. But abantu Mao Sampa kwetokola waita approach no start denounce your uniform mwachilanda. That's what I've been thinking about also, because sustenance ikamushupa sana. And then point ndio nachirafu kuchitako kulandako ni pama embassies nokuya kuchechi. So, those are very important because ama embassies offer yabomba na bachechi balabika pressure by government so that they will stay away from house and bababika sana pressure. So for my embassies, they don't want to be embarrassed. Like even the British, the Americans, they are embarrassed because by UPND tabashwok their bola, but they are bola openly. That's why they are embarrassed. So we are kuma embassies na kuma chechi, balebika pressure by the government, and government will be feeling embarrassed to kula support Mouse and family fimo because bole fe alete Mouse and pana ba UPN bene balete a debt game openly. So that's why so and by UPND winning, my brother, I think the chances of them winning maybe if the opposition parties don't field one candidate, then I think the UPND are going to win. Because in area kwa Mausampa, I have made my investigations, I've made the PF more stronger pama grassroots. Oko bashalire fe ku national ko kuine fioko, but pama grassroots abe ngifile Mausa mpachita, it has made the PF more stronger. Now what they need to reinforce political wachilara na kukubika komwela so that they beat Mausampa, but otherwise background politically the party has become very strong. But what they are lacking is kumulmanje leadership. Otherwise, that's what I wanted to contribute, my brother. Otherwise, murewa pera kwa solutions asuma. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. So the number that you are calling is 0763 302207. That's the number. You only call me on WhatsApp. Please call me only on WhatsApp. Call me only on WhatsApp. 0763 302207. That is the number that you're calling on WhatsApp only. Please just call me on WhatsApp. Don't call me directly. Just call me on WhatsApp.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Kelly.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you. I'm feeling good.
Oh, great. We are so happy. You know, we are following, and you know, you warned these people several times. They couldn't listen. Now that the things have been like this, and you know, it's very, very important that you have told these people the reality. And this is the way it is. You can't fight the government of the day using the law when they are in control of all the 7 wings.
Imagine.
You can't. I mean, it's more like you are a child. You are fighting your father of what he's doing, the one who is feeding you. How can you do that? So these people, they just have to humble themselves and strategize properly. not publicly using emotions, fighting in parliament. No. And even if they say no, politically, PF is strong on the grassroots, like what that man is from saying, the one who's just, I don't agree with him. Why I don't agree with him is that, UPND, they struggled so long to come into power this time.
Yes.
So for them to be easily kicked out within 5 years, that is not possible. That is not possible, and they will try all by means to make sure that they do what they. PF fighting the government now, they should just forget about it.
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? 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 Hello?
Good evening, Terry.
Good evening. You have 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
How are you today? I'm talking to Regan from Livingston. I'm following you very closely, and I want to agree with the fact. You mentioned President HH, the time that he was in opposition, he was a very strong candidate for so many years. He was able to put the message during his time when he was heading to court. Now, coming back to the issue of Lungu, people have detached from him. He doesn't have the political power anymore.
No.
Because even the time that he was actually talking about him coming back into active politics, you definitely, when he was coming out, he didn't have the energy to talk to the people. So now that he's back into active politics, where is he going to find the strength? So Mao Sampa, you spoke of him not having the muscle, but for me, I think he has the muscle because I understand the likes of James Numbers, those are his allies. So I'm sure they're going to help to finance his party. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello?
Yes, watayari.
Mkwai.
Mwalife wino watayari.
Bueno fe mkwai.
Watayari kushe ndiye kuti sambali watayafe wino game. Sambali watayafe wino game, instanie president.
Ndiye president.
Yeah. Aliwachaya. Efo mwachanda chichinga, they are supposed to choose mundulire. Olo someone. Wena mano bakiri kwiba Lungu. Kushe chalo cha shate mutu omwine. Kushe nga afa ni takulu umbi kuteka. Ifo mulela ndafya chishinka. Chalo cha mute cha muntu umo. Amanofe wafe kuli Walungu. Iyo Sampa bateya. Yapo batayali nalanda kwevofile.
Natotela. So the number that you are calling is 0763 302207 on WhatsApp only. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. President. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, Imam calling from the side.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, two things. So, I've been following you for a while, and I think you've been talking about the officer, Mr. Yui. I just wanted to find out what has been your experience with him, and secondly, do you really think that the names at the registrar of societies have been changed? Thank you.
Okay, so a very straight. What has been my experience with Mr. Yui and the issue of registrar? Well, my experience with Mr. Yui, as you know, where we started on a very wrong whatever. He's a man that is rough. He actually slapped me around, and
sorry for that.
yeah, and I frankly speaking, I was not happy. But subsequently, I've come to understand the man. Frankly speaking, is a man that knows what he's doing. He has got experience. Yui can be forceful, but he can also be a gentleman.
Okay.
You see what I mean? He
I
can be
see.
forceful,
I see, yeah.
but he can also be a gentleman. So it's really
Okay.
dependent on how you interact with him. A very reasonable police officer, I'm telling you. I've been to his office, very reasonable police officer, a man that you can engage. And I'm not saying this, I mean, he's just a police officer. He's just a police officer, like anybody else. So,
Yeah, because the other day I watched his interaction with Mr. Kampiong. I was like, oh, this is the Yui Mr. Dali talks about.
yeah, and even Lungu. So he can engage. He knows his job. He's a very serious man. That's for sure. I think you need such cops. From my point of view, in spite of us starting on a bad note, frankly speaking, you need such police officers, that you can count on to say, when something needs to be done, he will be there, So
Yeah.
that is my interaction. That is my interaction, and that is my comment on him. And I believe that he's director of, he's now director of Crime One. I think you need a person like that. Yui makes things happen. Yui makes things happen. He's not a person that you call now and say, oh, you've got a problem, whatever. Yui will make things happen. And I think you need that in our civil servant. You need that, especially in the police, So that is my opinion on him. Talking about the registrar of societies. Registrar of societies, the names have not been changed. The names have not been changed. I'm sure they are waiting for the outcome from the courts. So, but the quick example that I can give you, it's like I am married to my wife, right? We have a certificate, okay? A marriage certificate. And then all of a sudden, another woman comes in and claims to say, no, Tayali is my husband, okay? And then, we go to court and the court says, no, at the moment, let's look at this so that we can identify who is the wife of Chirufa Tayali. Meanwhile, that new girlfriend comes and stays with me in this house. Whilst we are waiting for court, and my wife is staying somewhere else. Imagine by the time the court will be finishing, do you think my wife will want me, even if at the end of the day the court say, no, you are the wife to, you are the husband to this woman from Ethiopia. I hope you follow me. When I've been staying with this woman, in this house, we may even have children, So 3 years later, then they come and say, no, the real wife is this Ethiopian lady. And yet she has not been living with me. She has been living outside and I've been living with this woman. Because it will be as good as marriage. Mao Sampat the moment is as good as is in marriage, with PF. And he's doing whatever he pleases. By the time the court may come and say, no, the PF remains to Lungu. It belongs to Lungu. Mao Samba would have done a lot. If you hear me. Anyway, thanks very much, my brother, for...
Mr. President.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Shani. Somebody calling me on video. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Mater.
Mkoi.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'm listening to your advice. I think the problem I have with PF, I think these guys, it's like they are cursed. Remember that? remember that lady who was praying that power of prayer there by Ministry of Justice when they were looking for their benefits.
Yes.
I think that yes, I think that prayer is haunting these guys. Whatever advice you tell them, they go opposite direction. I think those guys have offended a lot of souls. So I think they are paying for that, Bwana. I think whatever you try to do, I think that's is something to do with spiritual, it's divine things. Then we need to pray for them. Otherwise, I'm telling these guys, they are hard. You hear what they will do tomorrow. You are advising them today. Tomorrow they'll do something opposite. So I think Abama guys are very cheap. I think they very far come prayers. When I stop pretending, they need to serious prayers, not just stop pretending.
Yeah.
I think I contribute to the Chirusha. Not to
Thank you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Hello. 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 Yes, please speak up.
Yeah, I'm coming just from Chongwe.
Okay.
Thank you. Zikomo, nifuna kambako pali varungu mumaminesi ang'ono aya. Varungu vari na jealousy na party ya PF, whereby he pretends to love the party, meanwhile deep from inside the heart is against the party. Why I'm saying so? Varungu, he came up, let me start with the ignored your advices. From advice he came up at a wrong time after the confusion he has caused, he go and he hide himself, which is not good. Then if we come to Moses Samba is doing this. Okay, all these parties, my officials, PF, they are just doing it for vitality and democracy. So let's just put the politics, Jama bitterness aside, then they'll come to normal. I think it doesn't have the moment they are mad through my action. So, babwezeko nzeru zijazirwa nari nazo ni shibonzi bangarabwino. Then point number wati abaiste let them hear your advices. Vakakonga chama advice nikuti babeni vamnoenderamo vatayari kasiniziva kuti wise vakutenga ma advice yavo. Because everything, that's why I call you the prophet EPP Chipchatari president. Because everything they was supposed to advise, give them a sticker. But they are still ignoring it. Let them fight after fighting. We'll be watching.
But I believe I'm 2026, because in 2026, if they continue on this trajectory, they will not have a presidential candidate. They will not even have members of parliament.
Not even one. And to make matters worse, Mungala. But in Mungala too. But in Mungala too.
Bad
They
Mungala.
can't run away. And there will be fire after fire. They want to stand. Even in parliament, they will remain with zero.
Oh. Nakumangiwa. Thank you. Nakumangiwa. Have you seen the way I saw today at Brand Mundubire is owing whatever Ndalama? Vambo funa tumirandu. I'll come back on that issue. I'll talk about that issue later. Hello, please go ahead. Hello.
Vata ni mwawombeni.
Yeah, I'm quiet.
Nachila konka program hii network kutikapa. Namba nachakwata ku question. Question nachikwata ya kuli concerning Mao Sampa na President Edgar Chagwa. Since you said President Edgar Chagwa Tabachi resign, they are still holding into that power. And Mao Sampa also goes ahead and kuyakwata
convention
avoid, yeah? Yes. So since Lungu they are still holding into that power, they can hold a general convention since they are still holding into that power or not. And if they can't, the other question is that if Mr. Mausamba, they have why they don't have a powers, I have to act as a president. Wow, the owner who was still stood as a president, he was still holding into power without handing over to anyone. So a question achikwata kwe.
So umfa muntu wandi apa ichilipo first number 1 kushekuti bakwata convention oyo problem ilipo yako bati bali mukoti wamona bali mukoti. So until ilia case ya mukoti yapwa bakoti bachita decide whether Mausamba filiachitire it is legal or not legal. That is number 1. Okay, waumfu hapo. Then number 2, how come Mao's register act? Then Lungu taba register act as president. Why? Na yeneyo because at the moment mukoti bakoti balebo ko bati well Mausamba is okay. But PF when bali tuntum, but they said no, Mausamba cannot act as president. They went to court. But then the court, they said, there is nothing that is stopping him from acting as president. So, va PF, eva mpera maka Mausamba. Pakumutwala mukoti. You understand?
Yeah.
Example ninga pera yako evati, iona ukwata motoka, tefyo. Na ukwata motoka. Ero ine naisa mboko ya wantati, ni motoka yandi. Ni motoka yandi. Ero waisa akukoti, ero waisa evati, watai waenda tini motoka ya wei, te motoka yabo. No kwenchete tubensheko. Wamoni. Ero wakoti waisa evati, nishwalaka nisho kwenshako. Kuti waenshawe, it's okay. Leka bensheko. Mpaka tukamone, wino, umwine wa motoka ni nani. Wamoni. So Mao zata mpo kwencha motoka. Yo washara panzi, wamwine wa motoka.
So like he can retire again if he wants. Like he can say, okay, I've retired again.
Mausamba.
I mean, Mr. Former Edgar Chagwa, he can retire from acting politics again.
No,
if he wants.
If he wants, he can.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, my brother. Hello. 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 Hello.
Mawombe.
Yeah, mkama Mawombe.
Makaramba brother mani mlalanda fe wino sana. Nomba tabomfuata aba MPF. Kuliwambia aba MPF utwaishiwa utwalewo kwe bati mwarasta organizing chitanchi chipancheno because time is running out. This is the only time. When are you going to start mobilizing your people? We ni Lungu, we abantu balifwa yanga mulifwa ipishenya kama wacheka lepitapa akimshinda nuwenga vote ya karara ndangane. Pero Mao zinaenda alafua sana position sana. Iwe ilifewe. But foot again wa target tawo tawalifua for one team. Walifua two team.
Exactly.
So if you mleve kwebati lakini fya kupepeka waneri muti whatever mule akuma anti-corruption commission whatever kalike mpali Mouse because Mouse is not going anywhere anangwenge katiza fidati eva PF president is not going anywhere. Go and see him, you sit down, you come up with one thing. Not you kulala ndisha kwa let's do this ipaka watulisha nangwachani awe walba HH walepeteka second term.
Yes,
that's why no tutuma confusion tuweza pakovati na PF walepitana sana. So ungataba kwati amano papele before instata ila asana ikafikana 2026 nichi finishari wa finish So ilefoka ifini mulebeba bapose kwa mano wamone mouse. I think ndanikonga muno sana it should be quite last week mwalila ndokwe bati fimbi fimte fya kwa na makoti tifwa kafiwa ya muna fyo munobe na woni kuli fwebene sometimes sina kwa temula nduku munobe nochi kumtwala koti wanfata ufane bani jina au fyo munobe na umubifi tamufikire koti mwamfana until that problem ya solvika. So abanenzi ba PF bafine mulelanda efe bafine bakonka era futi belaka kakona kuli mali because mali she mtu wangu. I think na wambi walande ko bose po istata ila pasana. Thank you so much.
Thank you mwana. Hello.
Boss, boss.
Buena bwanje.
It's still bueno, boss. Still bueno. I've been to Zviri Mushe, Baba, boss. Zviri Mushe, Mzambia. Like, my comment is that we are under dictatorship. That is what is there. We are really in the dictatorship rule. Because you can't say if you say anything that is against the government, you are followed, which is very, very unfortunate. But look at what is happening. If you look at the reason why I'm telling under dictatorship, it is more or less like the European government doesn't want opposition political parties anymore. Because look at what they Membe, what they did to Calabar, it caused all those confusions. They have now come to PF now. They are causing confusion to PF now. All their plans is that they want to finish the opposition completely so that they are just a one-party state, which is very, very, very unfortunate. And we don't know where we are going. It's very, very unfortunate. Instead of, listening to the cries of the people, in fulfilling what they promised, they are now just trying to silence everyone. It's very, very unfortunate. The Zambians are suffering. The community where we are living, people are complaining. Just where I'm coming from, you cry, my brother. People answering to the cries of the people. We are busy trying to persecute people. It's very disappointing the way they are applying the law. It's like, I don't know. It's like there is no law in the country now.
Thank you, my brother.
There's no law in the country. Thank you so much.
Hello?
President, watayari.
Mkwa?
Unifia wino?
Yo, I'm okay.
People, they're enjoying your advice, and we are enjoying.
Thank you.
But this advice will not be coming for free. We need to be contributing something from you.
Kare mwata mperi ashirio. We, ukesule na kashani account ture posamo. Tamposamo mwisafemu kunshova. Ture kulisha iwe. Watu. Anjeta wanta wasana contribute. So, nakula chura fefino finite mulandi. Umweneresa, akashika kanda nguruke kuntanshi.
But what you advise is very much important. And we are following. And what I want to advise people, the way you advise in PF, even when you are advising UPND, they should not get annoyed. No, they should be learning to understand your advice.
Exactly. Thank you.
And implement and work on your advice. Please continue doing this job. This is Kaliwa calling from Macha.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You have said well. Gananda pari UPND mairo. Shan mwantumina wakapokola. Yeah, me I just speak. Hello? Hello? I just speak for the good of the country. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayari.
Yes, yes.
Mwabumbeni watatu.
Mkama wombeni.
Ngao keweno kwenu. Ndefo kulanda pupe pali balungu batayari. Soli la mwalela ndati alewela potabale ufa. Hello?
Hello?
Ila mwale koma ila pali balungu ati alewela po balungu tabale umfa.
Bale umfa.
Noma ishta bale fumina fi muchingo ko bati awo kwena ine ndeti fwa ichichipula.
Mwenso
Pali
kai.
ino ishtopo esimati. Pali ino ishtopo esimati ndeti fwa.
Mwenso.
Nomba nishu mwenso yoeta wako atabene bakwata mwenso.
Mwenso mdaro, mwenso varetina.
Varetina ishi, koze bakwata instrument of power.
Nali bebele, fumeni wa mdara, fumeni.
Tabale umfa. Otherwise, watayari ba PF malubo yakunira okumera mu kiwembo fu baranda. Abale umfuko wale bebo ko bati ba PF nango mwale ko maira pali balungo. Ila ine yali enshita. Inshita bali konomba ba mausa mpana bakwata oko bashimtirire.
Sana.
Olo mausa popo afikire pali patali tetu bamulekereko.
Patali sana. Palia.
Bafuna ngo bale butukira ku makoti kuri ba ACC tapali cyara bafwa. Bao tampana pata kashimpyo kakoba tapali yoko benga mutwalo kuri kono.
Tapali.
Ale kama minzi yambi no t-shirt ama minzi yako afya t-shirt yawe tete.
Patali. Palia.
Patali muntu wandi otherwise abala ukufwalela ndana ino senga tafya chitika.
Yo, tapaburona likwebere.
Anyway, funa japa fente contribute rekena bambi barande.
Na totera. Hello? Hello? Yes, yes.
Mwasebenza bwanji.
Buno nange mwasebenza bwanji.
Ikitasebenza bwino. I've just a few remarks. Kwanga number 1 ni kulira democracy kuti democracy mu Zambia ichita bwanji yasiisira. Yenda isira. Because ma dictatorship yao akakulirira na amene azabwera futi kusogolo onse azambo kala ma dictator soche. Then ma freedom abantu then azankara aenda asira. But i system yamene anapanga ingenje ya anjana ayupendi kuti asirize opposition strong opposition yona mpanga niyo satandizira mu charo. Then chimena hiyo ala ni chimozi. Sikuti muntu akakalipa though kuti PF aipae completely. There is also a second opposition which is coming very strong. Then muntu akakalipa ngati kuti pamene achita sana vikonde automatically monga mumene anavotera UPND sikuti anthu anavotera kuti president anamukonda, no. But it was just a frustration because of behavior amene PF amene zochita. Like capitalism and so ever. That's why napeza kuti UPND yangena mu power. Then UPND anthu azipanga expect kuti izachinya vintu. Then yapezeka kuti enderapo west better warongweze kubwino. Manye Wana Israeli manje akumbuka kuti beta kwa Farao kweza bwini zibeta tibwereche kwa Farao kwekuja kumene atichosa kuti Bon, then apo panga destroy chani party cha imene zoti wana Farao zaita bwani azabwerera kuti. Then don't forget that maybe is also coming strong. Then antu azachumbira muli ndani azachumbira muli meme ngati azasiriza pati muchani because antu azaona che pati imene ibwera strong ni it time ya campaign ibwera strong ni it then antu azaona chapo kuti uti muchose tieni tichumbire mmene anachumbira vantu muichani muipenti kuti achose PF yamene antu azachumbira ngati aona kuti PF yakhala weak then azachumbira muli meme then ipenti izachoka strong.
2 minutes yasira kudala
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tayari.
Sure, Ziko.
We are pretty. No.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please. Hello? Hello? I think I'll leave it there for tonight. I'll leave it there for tonight. Basically, I mean, just summing up what I've been talking about tonight is that a PF really, the PF of Edgar Lungu is dying. It's dying. And I say it is dying because of their own selfishness, their own negligence. That's why PF is where it is. Like I said, they had a postmortem which showed them the direction which they should go. They didn't implement it because of their selfishness, because Walungu wanted to hold on to power. And those others who saw that they were weak candidates, they preferred that Walungu stays with power. So they frustrated the issue of the conference. And at the end of the day, they created a vacuum which Mao Sampa has taken advantage and, jumped on. Jumped on just like the way Walungu jumped on the vacuum that was created when Sata died. Because really, what Mao Sampa did is not so different from what happened at Mulungushi in 2015, 2014, somewhere there. It is not very different. There was a general conference that was supposed to be done by Avena Guy Scotty. On the other side, I mean, people quickly raised their hands and Walungu was voted in. So I'm basically saying that what Mao Sampa has done, it's kind of the modus operandi of the PF. It is kind of the modus operandi of the PF. And when PF had the instrument of power, they didn't respect the constitution as the way they want the UPND to respect the constitution. And from my point of view, I'm saying that politics precedes the constitution. If you have political power, the constitution will work in your favor. And as it is useless for a PF to be holding on to the constitution. They are wasting their time. They are better off engaging in the politics. They are better off engaging Mao Sampa. From a political point of view, battle it out with Mao Sampa instead of leaving their frustration or venting their frustration on people like Neri Muti. Neri Muti is the last person that they should be fighting. Running to the civil society, to the embassies and so on and so forth will not help them because the politics is not on their side. Some of these embassies where they are actually going are already on the UPND side. They will not just flip to support the PF that they didn't agree with when they were in power. There is no way they are going to agree with them. Churches, yes, they can put whatever it is, but really, it's not going to help. What they need is a political solution. This is a political problem, and it needs a political solution. Not a legal solution, not a religious solution. You need a political solution. At the moment, the fight that they have is with Mao Sampa. Let them take that fight to Mao Sampa and not to anybody else. UPND, I mean, they're just taking advantage of the situation. If I can prophesy anything, is that where we are going, if PF continues like this, we will reach a situation where all those members of parliament who are there under PF will not come back under PF. PF might not even have a candidate in 2026. If PF continue on this trajectory of fighting Nelly Muti, of running around kuma churches, kuma embassies, instead of engaging in a political discourse, that is the only way they can survive. Otherwise, Taparicha PF is dying. That was my message for tonight. I thank you for following. I thank you for participating in the program. And I say, may God bless you and may God bless Zambia. Good night.